Welcome back to Inside the Square. I'm Chuck Barham, your host, and we're brought to you by freedomsquare.com. You can download the app as we're building out America's Chamber of Freedom. Get in there and register with your email, create your own personalized dashboard, register your business, and start connecting. Start spending money with those that believe in what you believe in, like this guy right here, David Hochberg of David Hochberg. What is it? It's 56david.com.
It's
right?
Team Hochberg.
Team Hochberg.
Way to
Homeside Financial.
Right.
56david.com. You have all these layers.
I understand.
It's okay.
They've only
I'm also
known me
nervous
for
because this guy is one of the best in the industry.
15-year relationship.
15 year, yeah.
Okay.
Who's counting
Forgot
that?
who I work for. It's all right. Let's go.
It's okay. 56david.com.
Yeah.
But David Hochberg, full disclosure, you've done a couple of my mortgages.
Yeah.
You've helped family members out. You are probably the most knowledgeable gentleman I know in that industry with helping people get their credit scores up, find ways to get houses, find ways to help people keep their houses.
Yeah.
But one of the things you're doing right now is helping people with their credit scores.
Right.
Talk to us about that, because that's incredibly important, the amount of debt people have right now.
Yeah, it's at record levels. The Fed just released their information. We're over $1 trillion of credit card debt, which is ridiculous. It's suffocating our listeners right now, our viewers right now. You've got the student loan started back up October 1st. That's putting another layer of challenge on top of it. You have a lot of our listeners are having trouble with just maintaining their level of lifestyle due to the increase of everything because of inflation.
Correct.
So you put all of that in a pot and you get nothing but bad. And what's happening is your viewers are hanging on, some of your viewers are hanging on by their fingernails, or they know other viewers, their friends, family, coworkers, and or neighbors that are having challenges. And this is, we're at the beginning of November here. We're going into the holiday season. That at the January 1st, number one, it's bankruptcy season, and number two, it's divorce season. So what happens during these times? What puts pressure on a mortgage than anything else? Finances.
Sure.
So when finances, and then you put on the holidays, and then you put on the added debt, people want a fresh start in January. So what our biggest challenge in helping viewers get mortgages is the credit score. And the biggest of the biggest challenges, those that want to buy a home or those that have a home and have gotten into trouble in the past have sworn off credit cards. They're like, these damn plastic things, they're
Nothing but trouble.
They're nothing but trouble. I paid them off, I'm going to cut them up. That's great, okay, in your head. It's terrible for your future because you basically go into the witness protection program and you become one of the, ready for this, 44 million Americans that have no credit scores.
So when you say no credit score, like 0.0,
Zero.
Bukowski from Animal House.
Zero, exactly. They're either living
up their nose, 0.0.
0.0.
Wow.
And they think it's fine because I'm living off the grid, and that's fine. You want to live off the grid. If you never need credit in the future, continue to do what you're doing.
Sure.
A lot of the young viewers and a lot of the youngsters out there right now, 56 years old youngsters, I sound like an old man, are using their debit card for everything that they do. To pay their expenses, to ATM cash machine, which is great. The only thing that, in my professional opinion, that you should use your ATM card for is to take cash out of a cash station. It is the most dangerous form of payment that you could possibly have, because if you lose that card, and somebody gets a hold of that card, they can wipe you out.
Sure.
As opposed to using a credit card. And you use a credit card, you wait 30 days, you get the bill, you pay it. You lose your credit card, you could call your credit card company and cancel your credit card. You use your debit card, you got about 90 days of nothing but headaches to try to get your money back. Right. You got to file a police report, you got to do all this stuff. Look up Frank Abagnale. You know Frank Abagnale?
Oh, yeah.
Catch me
if you can.
Catch me if you can.
Right.
He's got, Google Frank Abagnale credit cards, okay, versus debit card. Watch his 4-minute video. It's fascinating. And I was preaching everything that Frank was preaching. He's a little more famous than me.
There's a guy that knows how to steal money. It's Frank.
The biggest con artist in the history of the United States. He was so good that the FBI hired him. Great movie in 2001, 2002. Leonardo DiCaprio and Tom Hanks.
Correct.
Okay, that's a Frank Abagnale we're talking about. He's on record saying that the credit card is the best form of building your credit, and the debit card is the worst form of any type of transaction that you could do. So what we've done is to help the 44 million Americans that do not have credit or are credit challenged, right, in the 500s to the 400s, and they're trying to get their head above water. We teamed up with the local credit union here in Illinois. I've been doing mortgages for 23 years. August of 2000 was when I started in the business. And I always wanted to get a branded credit card for our team. Yeah, I go to Fifth Third, I go to Huntington Bank, I go to all these banks, and that, they'd have the money, and then you have to wait 16 months, some 4 years to get the money back.
Wow.
Some you don't get the money back at all until you close the account.
Okay.
So here's what it is. If you want to enhance your credit, establish credit, contact me, David at 56david.com. I'll introduce you to my team at Kane County Teachers Credit Union. There's 3 specifications, rules, qualifications to take out a mortgage. Number 1, take out a secured credit card. You have to be at least 18 years old. Okay, makes sense. You have to have at least $500 to open the account because you got to have some skin in the game. Now, what's a secured credit card? Secured credit card is you give them $500. They give you a credit card with $500 worth of value on there that you use instead of a debit card.
Sure.
Every transaction you make, you get credit for it. Every payment you make, you get credit for it. And here's the third requirement.
But is it automatically deducting it from your account there? Or are you paying?
Yeah, no.
Okay, gotcha.
So you preload it with $500.
It's like a preloaded anything.
It's a gift card.
Gotcha.
Okay, so you got 500 live rounds on there.
Gotcha.
Okay, and then what you do, the third specification, because I always jump around. Third specification is you have not had any faulty loans with Kane County Teachers Credit Union. So you can't own Kane County Teachers Credit Union.
Okay.
So as long as you clear those 3 hurdles, seeing that I had never heard of Kane County Teachers Credit Union before I got into this with them in March, I think that's a safe bet that most of your viewers out there in all 50 states could clear that hurdle.
Exactly.
Okay, and if you do, clean up your old debt and get back so we can build your credit with this card. Okay, so you got this card, $500. You get started with $1,000. I got a guy up in Wisconsin, went through a nasty divorce. He's got some mattress money. He didn't want to let his wife know where the money was. I'm like, I don't care. That's on you and your wife. He's going to take the 2 G's. He put it in, and he opened up a $2,000 secured credit card. So here's how it works. You have a $500 credit card. You use it for everything. I call it the 4 T's: toothpaste, toilet paper, tampons, transportation. Right? If you don't need it, it's basics. I know you.
Did you make that up?
I made it up. That's mine. You could use it.
You're amazing.
I know you light your fireworks with tampons because you've had a bad experience when you were 12. But that's fine. So if toothpaste, toilet paper, tampons, transportation, I call it the 4 T's. The 50, 80, or 90-inch TV is not one of the T's.
No.
Okay? So you put a tank of gas in your car. You just did over here at Costco. $60. Boom. On a credit card. Okay, you're going for a coffee with the friend. Boom, put on the credit card. You're taking the kids out for a movie or going to Applebee's or whatever. Boom, put on the credit card. Here's the key. Every Friday, if you can, every Friday you pay it off.
Pay it down.
You pay it down. You reload the card. Shows that you're a responsible credit risk. You're low credit risk. And the best thing about this card is, one day out of a bankruptcy, you could get the card. Even if you're in a bankruptcy, you could get the card. Okay, so these are the things. Other cards, 12 to 24 month restrictions after a bankruptcy. Here's the best part.
So you just floating in the water there. You can't do anything.
Where are you going?
12, 24 months.
Right. You file a bankruptcy, you hit the financial reset button. That's why I brought up the bankruptcy and the divorce. Because what we see is on the bankruptcy, your credit's blown up. In a lot of divorce situations, one spouse, and it's equal with husband and wife. 23 years, I've seen both situations where the husband's like, she's a pain in the rear end. I'm gonna miss a couple of credit cards. I don't care about my credit. I'm taking her down. The wife, I don't care. He's a jerk. I'm gonna take him down. And they blow up each other's credit.
Sure.
So after a divorce, a lot of the things that we're seeing after a divorce and after a bankruptcy, it's the same thing. Your credit challenge, you need to build yourself back. So the best part about this whole thing is that every 6 months, the folks at Kane County Teachers Credit Union will review your account. And if you're credit worthy enough for them, they'll release that $500 back to you in the form of a credit on the credit card. Then you went from a secured credit card to an unsecured credit card, which further boosts your credit scores. And we've got other tricks in the trade, in the suitcase, if you will, that we could pull out to help your viewers enhance their credit. But that's the biggest thing. If you are credit challenged, we don't charge anything for this. There's no annual fee from Kane County Teachers Credit Union on the credit card, unheard of. The consultation that we provide to your listeners and your viewers is absolutely free.
Okay.
Our end game, and you know this from working with me for over 15 years and being friends with me for at least 2 of those 15 years, is that we're in it to build a relationship,
Sure.
to help better our clients, our borrowers, and put them into a better position to succeed. So if we could help you build your credit, go from a 500 to a 680, and then you want to come and buy a home, obviously, hopefully, you'll remember everything we did to get you from the 500 to the 680, and you give us a shot to earn your business on the mortgage. That's the whole play. There's no strings attached. There's nothing. Right? It's all doing good in the hood, as we like to say, and paying it forward and helping your listeners and viewers establish their credit, strengthen their credit, and help their kids who are having challenges as well establish their credit and get off the debit card. Use a debit card for one thing only, for cash out of an ATM machine. That's it.
And they can get in touch with you at david@56david.com.
Yep. 855-56-DAVID, which is 855-563-2843. The website that you just said, or email me, david@56david.com.
Where does your credit score need to be in order to be like even thought of to have a mortgage?
Well, there's opportunities down to 580 with a 10 to 20% down payment. If you could get to 620, that's better. If you get to 640, that's even better. If you could get to 660 to 680, that's even better. The federal government has a number of programs out right now. If you're in low to moderate income areas and meet certain income threshold for the area that you're at, there's huge incentives for your listeners and viewers out there to take advantage of the market, even with the lower credit score. But typically, you'd want to try to have as high a credit score as you can, because that comes with the lower rate, because it shows your payment responsibility over a longer period of time. But
Gotcha.
we'd love to talk to any of your listeners about enhancing their credit.
Well, let's talk more about it in the next segment.
All right, bring it
I want
up.
to talk about the status of where we're at now in America with what's coming down the pipeline, so to speak, with houses and mortgages and rates. We'll be right back talking to David Hochberg of Team Hochberg. He is inside the square.